is still good morning, Anambra, and this morning we want to look at food security and sustaining development. We have the world is 7.7 billion people. Out of these, 800 million do not have access to enough food. 2 billion of them have challenges in deficiencies of the food they have access to, and the greatest part of 60% of those in low-income countries do not have really access to food. And that is why we want to look at this issue this morning, food safety and sustainable development. Joining us on the show this morning is Professor Ernest Igwe, Local Organizing Committee Chairman for the Third National Conference and the Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology. It will be holding here in Oka. He's also the Dean Faculty of Agriculture at Anambra University. Now let's begin with what is food safety? If you talk about food safety, what does it mean?
Food safety, simply put, is the science of getting food in a wholesome, nutritious, and safe condition. Simply put.
But what does it mean? I want you to break it down. If you say that
food safety entails all the activities involved that will make you to get your food, that it will not cause problem. Because at times we need food to live, but the same food causes us problem. So food safety has to deal with being proactive, preventing those things that will make this food, consuming the type of foods that make it safer for the human body. But instead of being an advantage, it becomes a disadvantage.
So let's look at the situation in Nigeria. What would you describe our situation here? Do we really have, is there food safety, is there food security?
The answer practically yes and no, but mostly there's no.
Okay.
I conducted a research for Union of African and Population Studies, Dakar, Senegal, based in Dakar, Senegal, and my findings in a monograph. Clearly, people do not sociocultural practices we observe tend to lead to unsafe food practices. Most of them, basic hygiene are lacking. Storage of our grains with snipers and insecticides, and worst of all, there's NAFDAC approval. But NAFDAC, they will send the good sample to the NAFDAC. And when it comes to practices, they will do the other side. Like bakers, bromate is banned. Yeah, the one they will take for NAFDAC approval will not have bromate. But the one they process contains bromate. So I can authoritatively say that food safety is lacking. And that is why you can look at, if you see the footage, and I'm glad that the state government has accepted in principle to partner with Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology for the establishment of Food Safety Commission in Anambra. And we are preparing, by His grace, and knowing the type of governor we have, who wants the safety of his people, we believe that that bill, when presented in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, Mechanization, Processing and Exports, will go through. Then we are going to have sanity. Look at that abattoirs we have. Look at the meat selling situation. Look at the hawking, the street foods. The foods people. Let me ask a rhetorical question, a basic question. Who knows how many people that die of consuming unsafe foods? And unfortunately in Africa, what we always hear is they have killed him, they have poisoned him. Yeah. When somebody has actually died of unsafe food practices or fallen sick of unsafe food practices.
Now let's look at, before we look at the broad picture of the issue of the practices that can be protected by law, let's look at the minute level of processing at our family level. What can families do to ensure that we reduce this issue of or protect our safety at family level?
There are the do's and don'ts, even at the family level. Washing of your hands, following the normal process. But what happens? They are obeyed more in breach than in faith.
Okay.
So we need to go back to the drawing board. And that is what this law tends to portend. That is what the law actually tends to portend.
Okay.
And if we get it across, we'll try our best. And that is what the forthcoming national conference on, and the theme is traditional food processing. We want to go back to the basics. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think Methuselah lived 969 years? Look at the biblical times. It's the food. We have over-processed food. We have unsafe food. Or do you think the Bible is telling lies? No. The Euclid numbering system, which is this 1, 2, 3, was given to us by the Middle East. So they couldn't have been better than them. So
are you saying that overprocessed food also is dangerous too? But we usually have this teaching or that belief that it makes life easier.
There is advantages of processing.
Okay.
But the point is that every day we dig our grave with our teeth. But to what level and to what extent you minimize? As you're solving one problem, you're creating another. But there are standards, regulatory bodies. That's why we have standard organization. We have NAFDAC. But Nigerians have learned ways of sidetracking this. If you ask the NAFDAC today, in Anambra alone, as I asked last time, over 200 and something people applied for their food to be registered. Okay. Yet, after you register it, they will sidetrack you. Okay.
All right. We'll look at some of these issues as we bring in another of your colleagues to look at this more issues, and then the planning of the AGM conference that is coming up in Oka. Those and more will come after this break. Stay with us.